talking, it ain't no discussion. You started, I finished, put me in the game. Put me in the game. Yeah. Put me in the game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. Hey, coach. Put me in the game.
Well, even with all the buildings along the Las Vegas Strip and all the action here, this is one of the city's biggest attractions. Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020.
Today, it's the opener of a new NFL season between the Detroit Lions and the Las Vegas Raiders.
And we are underway at Allegiant Stadium. Fields this way up at the 17.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on first down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on second. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Carr now to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off by Tavon Wilson.
And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing. But to give him this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position. And to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
To throw is Wilson. This is caught. Touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Lions are on the board here first in the season opener.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's 1 for 1 on the new year as his kick is good.
Makes the score Lions 7, Raiders 0. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in Everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Looking deep for Adams. This is intercepted.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 23-yard line.
Here's Pollard again. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Wilson.
He's got this, complete to Williams.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
A gain of 27 on the play. 1st down, Lions.
They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
All nickels there on the stop.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Pollard going to try the right side. And he's got room.
And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Now here's Pollard, and this time he is in. Tony Pollard, a 3-yard touchdown run.
And the Lions have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Extra point attempt to come here. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
Lions 14, Raiders nothing. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively, obviously. 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter.
Picked off by Amani Oruwariye. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
First down, Detroit.
Here's Wilson.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The defense looked geared up to stop the run, but obviously, Charles, they were ready for the pass, too.
Yeah, they were hoping they could catch everyone crashing and playing the run, but that was a very ill-advised throw right there. The opportunity, lost.
Now after the INT, it's Carr.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he's able to get this one up to the 8-yard line this time. 14-0 to score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Second down and 3.
They fake the handoff. Now Carr. He's got a man. Complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Maybe that is the boost that this offense needed.
They did nothing the entire half, but out of the blue comes this big shot here. You're exactly right. Like a dunk in basketball, like a home run in baseball, maybe a solo shot. Sometimes you need that big play to get things ignited.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Taken from about the 12.
Murray fighting, lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
So a turnover there on the kickoff. And don't look now, but that just made things a little more interesting.
Very interesting, because when you're trailing in a game, these are mistakes that you pray for. You just went down and scored. Now you get the football right back with another great opportunity.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Now Carr. And this is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
A gain of 9 brings up 3rd and 1.
He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It'll go as nearly a loss of 10 on 1st and goal, so a disaster there. It goes as a 9-yard loss on the sack. It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Another try after the 1st down sack. Carr. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
Well, Brent, as they say in popular culture, this one's going to leave a mark because they can see the end zone, but it'll stay out of reach because of their error. All their offensive teammates have to give the quarterback right now, offer a little bit of encouragement because what's done is done. Let's get him next time out.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long.
This time Wilson will throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. That's going to be...
The running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit him over the top, unsuccessfully.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away.
And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow, out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
We're certainly not going to see a better punt than that. Definitely taking a chance because if that thing clips the pylon, it comes out to the 20, but instead, it goes out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
29, 694.
In his own end zone, it's Carr. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they're going to get this all the way out past the 20. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. Shotgun now for Carr.
Lets this go for Renfro downfield.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks. Like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And now here's another interception. Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Carr. And my goodness, another interception. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
2nd and 8 coming up.
It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5.
73 yards rushing for him in this first half as he is looking in mid-season form here in the opener.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get in field goal range.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now it's Wilson.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now it's 3rd and 4. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down. A nice safe throw and a good one.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Continued struggles here in the second quarter. To me, you can pin a lot of them on an inability to convert third downs. Add that most recent incompletion to the list of examples.
Fourth down, here's Wilson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Trayvon Merrick. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, they tried to take their shot right there, but the ball hung up a little too long, and it's intercepted.
And when you describe trying to take their shot right there, usually the ball has to be thrown on a little bit more of a line. You just mentioned it. The ball hung up there. The reaction time of the defenders, they win the day.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Taken from about the 12. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 of the 24. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
117 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Going to run again here with Pollard. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a give here to Pollard. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now Pollard. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
So from the 17, here's 2nd and 7.
Throwing is Wilson.
That goes out wide to Murray. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot has been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll come out in the pistol.
It's Wilson on the option.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
Pollard will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is lets you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-7.
Lions 21, Raiders 7. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Carr. Able to find Waller. That's complete.
And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Darren Waller, 71 yards.
And the Raiders have cut it back within a score.
So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Taken from about the 12. And he'll be out of bounds here just past the 20-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Here's Wilson to throw. He'll buy some time right. He's airing it out for Williams. And this one is incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That second down play call was not to pick up the first down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on first down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. Wilson. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On play action, it's Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target. Incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Now Carr, got to have this one. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Some good games around the league here early in week 1, and this one's shaping up to be as good as any of them as we come up on a 1st and 10. Run for Pollard. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I'll also be gone. Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
On 2nd and 11 now. Wilson, and he's going to go down. They sack him back right around 30. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll run left with Pollard, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Tony Pollard with now 3 week 1 touchdowns. And the Lions are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14.
The score, Lions 28, Raiders 14. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Fields this way up at the 17. And able to get this out to the 25. At their own 25-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, Charles, you remember their last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it, but you understand why they did in this close game late. Now, though, the road back is even tougher.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it was fair to look back and say the 4th down was the moment where this one was decided. But as you mentioned, understandable about why they went for it. But, hey, a lot of credit to the guys on the defensive side of the ball. They knew they'd have to defend in that situation, and they got it done.
But correct me if I'm wrong, yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
Carr now on 1st down. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very solid gain of 27. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
On 1st down, Carr. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Into the red zone, it's Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
On 2nd and 10, Carr. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked off by Keon Crossan. And the Lions are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Play action. It's Wilson. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. 20. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams,
91 yards.
and the Lions are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. So these fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And that is incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
And now here is another interception.
picked by Jeff Okuda. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Charles, are you kidding me? 4 interceptions? I mean, that's a good season for a lot of defensive backs.
A lot of reason to get voted into the Pro Bowl. When you have 4 in one game, I mean, talk about a campaign slogan, right? I got 4. Send me to the Pro Bowl, guys. What a game we've experienced watching this one.
He's airing it out for Williams. And got his man complete. And in for the Lions touchdown.
Jamison Williams.
Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Lions have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
42. Raiders 14. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fields this way up at the 17.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with it.
He's got a man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Afitu Melifonwu.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock, they know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat.
Alert!
Wilson wants to throw it. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for Week 1, and one of our early window games here in Week 1 on a Sunday comes to a close. Good to be back in the booth with you, my friend.
And it's good to be back in the booth with you as well. And we know that not everyone's going to start the season 1-0, right? Half the league is going to have a loss on their record. But everyone's got to build off of that opener. And how many coaches tell us every single year, you make your most progress between Week 1 and Week 2. We'll see how both of these teams progress the rest of this season.
So for the Lions, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they have to go to New Orleans to take on the Saints.
Meanwhile, for Las Vegas,
they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings.
Whenever I touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. 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 I hope y'all can nest double E, 'cause I need your eyes on me. 'Cause Once I get my feet in this end zone, no one can STOP. Can I make a scene like a movie, feeling big, keep it